Hello, fam. Welcome to another episode of Plantish. Let's talk about it. My co-host Sesavek Rando and myself are excited to show up every Tuesday and talk with brand leaders, brand innovators, and those that are bringing products to the market that we're either already using or we're interested in using. So we've got a great conversation for you today. I'm going to be speaking with Kimberlie Lee, the co-founder of Prime Roots Koji Deli Meat. If you've tried these products, if you use these products, please drop in the comments that you do and where you purchase them from, and just drop in also where you are tapping in from, and we'll get going there. I know Chef is joining us soon. How's everyone doing this morning? Tap in. Let us know how you're doing, and we'll go from there. Dun, 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 dun. Love Instagram so much. I know he's coming in. I'm here, Chef. I see you. I'm going to re-invite you. Let's see what. Give it a minute. So tell us, fam, what are you having for breakfast this morning or lunch? Because obviously we're on different time frames. I'm on the West Coast, and I know Chef Sesavek is tuning in from the East Coast. And where are we tuning in? Hello.
Jeff, hi. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Chef. How are you?
Never a dull moment.
Never.
Doing well. How are you?
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment ever. And we know that. So we roll with it and welcome everybody that's joining us, coming in on this Tuesday. This is the second Tuesday of November, right?
My goodness, where's the time going?
I know.
mean, in
I
another
know.
I will be in 2025.
I know. That's wild. Does everybody have their plans for 2025 already laid out, at least the first quarter of the year?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. So, Chef, we're talking to Kimberlie Lee. I know she's joining us soon. She travels quite a bit, so I don't know where she might be tuning in from, but we're going to be talking about Prime Roots. Now, I've tried several times. I've worked with Prime Roots and working with Kimberlie. She's out of Berkeley. The company is based there, and I really enjoyed the product. The last time I worked with it was during Climate Week with the Plant-Based Foods Association, where they did a food truck activation, basically saying we can't have or talk about climate change and not have the conversation about plant-based foods. And we did a sub sandwich, New York sub sandwich with Prime Roots, and it was like one of the top of the 5 menu items that was going out, because who doesn't love a good New York sub sandwich? So what has been your experience with Prime Roots, Chef?
So they're actually in a few stores here located in Colombia. One of my favorites, Earth Fair,
Okay.
and they have like big setup in there. And yeah, the people that work in the deli, they are no stranger to working with the product. So they actually make one of my favorite things, an antipasta salad, which is a salad, but it has no pasta, and they use the deli slices. So they'll have like the pepperoni, the salami, and then they do the ham, and they pair it with olives and grape tomatoes and pickled artichoke, and they toss it in like a vinaigrette, and it is amazing. And yeah, they definitely have a good quality product on their hands. So I just look forward to speaking with Kimberlie to, just get the inside of what inspired them to, launch this product.
Yeah, me too. I know, there is the Alt Meat Foods Lab at Berkeley. So Berkeley has a huge food science program, and she's been involved with that. Her and her her co-founder, Josh, have been working at this for a while. And I think they've just really hit the nail on the head because I don't know about you, but I've tried well, the amount of plant-based deli meats are out there. And I think the main thing that people are looking for, especially my audience, because I cook for a lot of people who are not vegan. I cook vegan food for people who are not vegan. So I'm always tasked with really, for anybody, right? But I'm really tasked with bringing the flavor, the texture, and the taste that they are already looking for, especially as I'm advocating to try to convert them at least to having more plants on their plate. And so often these products are the ones like Prime Roots that really get people to say, I don't know about you, Chef, but I've never been anywhere where Prime Roots was being served and someone didn't say, I can't believe it's not meat, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Kimberly, welcome.
Hi, welcome in.
Good morning. How are you all?
Good.
We're just talking about Prime Roots and our experience in working with you. And, I said earlier, I don't know if you heard, we have just really, I think you have really hit the nail on the head. So while you're here, I want to take advantage of your time because I know you're super busy and you could be anywhere in the world, but I won't ask you where you are for your safety in most cases. But tell us, first of all, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's nice to come off a long weekend for sure.
That's right. That's right. Yesterday, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there joining in. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with Prime Roots, where the vision came from. And I think people still don't know when they see koji deli meats, what that means. So could you just give us a little, like, set the table, we like to say.
Absolutely. So I started Prime Roots in 2017. So it's been a number of years now. And my mom's a chef, so I have a deep respect for what you all do.
Thank you.
Um, you know, hours and setting the table and just getting delicious food to people is much harder than I think a lot of people think. And obviously it's great that some of the stories and people have been more engaged with a lot of like series like The Bear and whatnot and what goes on in the kitchen, but so much respect. So I grew up in really the hospitality industry and the food industry, really passionate about bringing just delicious food to tables to bring people together. And as a flexitarian, I was really curious in what were the different products out there that can, be replacements for meats in places that, proteins are where proteins aren't necessarily very sustainable or healthy. So was really trying to find solutions for myself personally and found, oh wow, like a lot of the products have really long ingredient lists, and they don't taste the best, let alone taste like meat, which, as a meat eater, you want that one-to-one swap, especially as you're looking at plant-based options. You want the texture, you want the taste, you want it to be nostalgic and reminiscent. The reality is, 98% of the US population eats some form of animal protein on a day-to-day basis. And, you're not going to go towards kale salads, overnight. It's really stepping stones, and having one-to-one spots makes it easy, but also culturally appropriate, and you can feel not left out, having a veggie burger or a plant-based burger that tastes good and, meets you where you are. So really wanted to deliver on all of that. And so I went to UC Berkeley, learned about all the problems of animal agriculture, but also had the tools and the resources to think about, how do we actually innovate in the space. So all of the products at Prime Roots are made from a mushroom-like base versus a plant base. So it's fungi-based, not plant-based, which enables us to have a better texture that's more similar to meat, as well as a nutritional profile that's powered by whole food proteins versus ultra processed, soy, gluten, proteins that a lot of folks are trying to avoid nowadays. So super clean product that tastes really good. And if you haven't seen Prime Roots products before, they're actually like whole loaves of meat, basically, that you go to the deli counter, like most people did when they were growing up, ask for a pound, you can get it sliced, put them in, you can make sandwiches sandwiches, or you can get it in a sandwich in a lot of restaurants and our retail partners as well. So it's really a new era, like a new generation of meats that are actually next to meats. So where we grew up going, and that taste the part as well.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm, watching the comments and I want to jump on it because it scrolls up. Somebody's saying they love salami, but they wish they could get your prime roots in grocery stores in the East Coast. So I thought you are in the East Coast, right?
Yeah, it depends where on the East Coast, but we do have a fair amount of availability up and down the coast. And if you go to our website at primeroots.com, you can actually go. We have a store locator, so you can find where we are. And then if there's a store that you want to see us at, you can actually request on our website as well. And we do read, everyone's requests, and we try our best.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's a lot. So tell us, what is koji? Because there's so much, I think, confusion. And I know people don't realize they're already eating koji in, like soy sauce and if you eat miso. But could you tell us what is koji and why that was the prime ingredient that did what you wanted it to do?
So think of it like the roots of mushrooms.
Mm.
So it's
Hmm.
fibrous. It's like very meat-like, and it is found in miso and soy sauce. So most people have eaten it, and some people eat it on a daily basis. And the benefit of using koji is that it's really umami, and so it has that natural meat-like taste, and then it also has a natural meat-like texture as well. So all of those things together, we really like to say that koji does most of the work in making our products. It is our first ingredient. And so, we're really proud of where it's come from and how it's been able to inspire this next generation of meats that are cleaner, has the protein, has, all the things you're looking for in a protein product, like a meat-like product. And it tastes great, which I think is the most important thing.
Yes,
Mm,
it does. I mean, Chef, you had it in a salad, right? When you first
yeah,
tried it, Chef?
it was in a salad and it was amazing. It was really, really good. I was surprised. And I've been vegan my entire life, so I'm like, okay, I don't have anything to compare it to, but good food is good food. And I was just thoroughly impressed with like the flavoring of it. And that brings me to a question. How did you land on deli meats? Did you have like a trial run of like products and say, okay, we're gonna start here? Like what was the vision for that?
We did a lot of testing of different products because when you're starting with the base, it's so versatile. It's so meat like you can really make whatever
Mm.
types of meats. So we have made pretty much every type of meat out there. It really is interesting because most alternative proteins, like plant-based proteins, have to be cooked.
Mhm.
And that's another, barrier. That's like more friction you're adding to, just in general to try the products and really embrace it and have it as part of your everyday. So we wanted something that was really convenient, and have something where the alternative could be undeniably better than the real deal. So when you're thinking about, chicken breasts or steaks, it's hard to make that argument for a lot of omnivores
Mhm.
because people are going to the gym and they're getting their gains and they're eating steak and they're eating chicken breast, and you're like, I thought those things were healthy for me. But when you talk about deli meats, 9 out of 10 people could probably name like 2 or 3 reasons why deli meats are not great for you, whether it's the preservative, the cholesterol, the nitrates. The list just goes on and on. Deli meats, don't are very ingrained into our everyday because sandwiches are the most consumed food in America. It's really like the reason it's this huge opportunity to have folks be able to incorporate more plant-based options easily, that hasn't really been focused on. And so that's, the core of it, but it's also like if you can do that and deliver on a product experience and taste that rivals the real deal, and where a meat eater can say, wow, like I can't believe this is not meat, or I would have this every day. That's what we're really trying to do. because I think, all the plant-based folks out there, y'all are doing an amazing job for the planet, for the animals, all of that. But what's going to really move the needle forwards is if we actually rally and get more meat eaters and more omnivores to love and embrace plant-based foods.
Mhm.
Because if you have tofurkey already and you switch to Prime Roots, thank you. But also, we need to get more people to try the products and embrace it. Because a plant-based swap for a plant-based swap is not making the impact that we all want to make.
Yeah. For sure. I think, I've worked with it enough times from doing catering with it to the food truck activation that we did to just testing so many different things out. I mean, and we're talking about deli meats, but you have a beautiful bacon, a koji bacon. Let me be very clear on anybody that comes in and then comes for me because I said bacon and they're like, I thought you were vegan. I am. But again, Prime Roots is hitting the nail on the head because you've got a bacon that looks like bacon, cooks like bacon, tastes like bacon, the mouthfeel, the flavor, and then you've got your turkey, whether it's a classic turkey, the Black Forest turkey, the ham, two different hams. You have pastrami, no, excuse me, pepperoni and salami. I've tried them all. And then you have pates, so it really does. We talk about sandwiches as a deli option, but there's so many other things that you're going for. Where Chef was asking you, what were the main other type of meats that you tried before you decided, well, deli is going to be it?
So the first thing we ever like experimented with was actually in the seafood space, and it was really just a proof of concept because we wanted to see, is it possible to make these intricate textures and flavors, and it surely is possible. And kind of from there, we said, hey, like if we can do, salmon, we can do like let's try all these other form factors, and we ultimately landed on deli because within deli you have a lot of different types of things. You have the turkey, you have ham, you have salami, list goes on and on. In a deli case, you'll have, sometimes a few hundred types of different meats, which is really cool because you can keep iterating and creating all of those different experiences. So yeah, we have the deli is feels very at home for us because my vision day one was like, how can we take over the meat case? And there's the conventional meat case, just like the steaks and all of that, but there's also the deli meat case, which is also a meat case, fundamentally.
And I love how your prime root deli meats are in the deli section. They're not going to be found where most plant-based deli meats are. And I think that, how did you come about that? I mean, I know, but for our audience, and if they're going in their store looking for it, how did you come about like that's the positioning we need to do to take over? Like, just start crowding everybody out.
I think it's, back to our like philosophy that we need to get more meat eaters to embrace and try the products. And being in the deli where meat eaters coming already and really being able to sample the product in the store. So if you're ever at any partner location and you go to the deli, you can ask them for a slice and they'll sample it to you for free. You can try the different flavors, see which ones you like, and then, decide to take some home. So, the deli is such a special place for a lot of Americans. Like I think in New York City alone, there's 14,000 delis, like one on like probably more than one on every single corner. And so it holds like a really big place in a lot of people's, like fridge and heart and mind. So, it's something we really wanted to be a part of. We talk a lot about deli culture and how do we be a part of deli culture and evolve it to be, to really bring in new generations of consumers to the deli, bring people back to the deli. So yeah, that's really like why we do what we do.
I
That
love that.
is
In November, go ahead, Chef.
No, and I was just gonna say that's beautiful. I remember the very first time I walked past your products and I glanced at it and I'm like, oh, like, there's new like meat in this section where the vegan stuff was. And then I spoke with the chef at the store that I shop at, and she said, oh no, this is all plant-based here. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I took a closer look and it just blew my mind. And she gave me some samples and I was like, no way. So I just have to say, good job on just like, the visual and like the marketing of it is perfect.
Yeah, it truly is. I think you've got somebody in the comments asking, are you coming to Canada soon? You've got international fans. I mean, of course, you're going to take over the world. This is, Prime Roots domination. This is what we're all excited for. But do you have plans, or can Canada get it?
Not
Not
today.
yet.
Might have some stuff cooking. So
Ooh.
we've done some pop-ups in Canada, and we hear the Canadians very loudly. So soon.
Has anybody in our session this morning seen the Cybertruck come through? Because you can't miss it. I think it's a great marketing tool. And you can pull up anywhere. If you see that Cybertruck, you can be guaranteed Prime Roots is going to be serving it up. So we know about the product. Since you started Prime Roots, what have you learned about yourself as an entrepreneur and a leader? And just maybe some responsibility you feel, or not, to having Prime Roots really be I think, a game changer that it is, and a disruptor.
Yeah, I think it's been really interesting over, the last few years, especially as we've gotten the products to market, how food can be so unifying. And, like I was started the company really wanting to make an option that was going to be embraced by vegans, vegetarians, meat eaters alike. And we found that it goes far beyond just, like what type of eater you identify as. But it's really about bringing communities together. There is so much just culture at the deli specifically, and we're able to do that. And people go into delis, irregardless of where they lie in the political spectrum, how they eat. Like, it's a place that people can rally behind a good sandwich. And nourishment, at like the fundamental level. So it's been really, really rewarding to see that and be a part of that. And as we're thinking about how do we grow and scale, it's continuing to bring people in, educate folks on why they should try or give plant-based deli meat a try, and why they should incorporate it into their sandwiches, their families' sandwiches.
Yeah, November 3rd was National Sandwich Day. So even though we're past November 3rd, I think anybody should want to run out and try to find a Prime Roots sandwich. Based on all that you've learned, the leadership and the entrepreneurship, what might you do different based on what you know now?
I think um, we have a lot of work to do. So
Mm.
in terms of being able to actually take over or be a bigger part of the deli case. So, there's products to be done, and been a lot of requests for a lot of products. You can also request products on our website too if you'd like. So we have a lot of requests for products, coast to coast. And so, that's like one of the biggest things we're working on right now is how do we launch wider? How do we have more products that people are asking for in the market? So that's the biggest thing. I mean, in terms of learning, I mean, uh, we're, we are a small company and we're growing, and we're based on the West Coast. We're making our way east, so it takes time, and we're really appreciative of the community we have. I mean, if I could snap my fingers, obviously, we'd love to be everywhere tomorrow, today, yesterday.
I think that's what most entrepreneurs want, but we know it's tenacity, and it's consistency, and it's commitment. What are customers asking most for outside of the deli meats that you're
More
finding?
deli mates. I think
Oh,
there's a lot of
okay.
requests for just more things that live in the deli case, which is
Okay.
great. I mean, we've heard like everything from, I grew up with, like bologna or olive loaf, like very specific things like that. And so it's always so interesting to like hear the stories of what people are craving, what people are liking.
Yeah. Chef, I just had a visual of being a kid, and anybody that ate bologna, I'll leave the brand name out. You fried it.
Yep.
You fried
Oh,
it.
you can
And
try. They're really, really good.
say that again. Again?
Um, I think that like if you heat up the products are like some of my
Oh,
favorite ways to have
Oh,
so
yeah.
like Black Forest ham, if you like cut the
yes.
corners and then you fry it, it actually like is very similar to like a fried bologna.
I love that. So, where we're at today, it's November 12th. Thank you again for joining us. How do you see, if you look out a few years, and I know time is flying fast, how do you see the trajectory of plant-based as a sector, and what are you in particular keeping your eye on as far as that's something we've got to watch, and figure out how we either navigate that or run with it?
I think it's going to be really interesting. I think there's a big shift in just grocery as a whole right now. I think there's obviously a lot of folks talking about plant-based. Consumer preferences have always, especially with the pandemic, have gone, out of house, in house. And so I think there's just a lot of shifts going on. So it'll be interesting to see how, food service and retail generally adopt plant-based over the next few years. I'm pretty excited. I'm continually excited about more flavors, more products out there. I know there's a lot of interesting alternative, even dairy products coming out even today, even though it's a pretty saturated market. And there's a lot of, living legacy or, like older companies releasing really cool products onto the market now too. So yeah, just really excited to see the innovation, the space continue to happen. And we've done some consumer research and we found that consumer interest is still at an all-time high where people are really open-minded to trying, more plant-based products.
I love that. I love the lane that you stay in because it's so vast. And so, I look forward every time I see something new that you've got out. I'm like, okay, I need to try that. I'm calling you up. I'm trying to come see you in Berkeley because I'm on the West Coast. Chef, I know you had some questions for Kimberlie.
Absolutely. Excuse me. So we are moving into the quick fire round. You can answer these questions in 30 seconds or less, or a little bit more, give or take. So the first one I have for you, what's your favorite late night treat?
Oh, I think it really depends.
Well, what's your favorite late night treat like right now?
What did I have last night? I had I got the Trader Joe's oat nog. I was trying
Oh,
that. It was
Ooh,
really good. And I
okay.
added a little bit of extra nutmeg on it. It was really good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
and
I'm gonna have to try that next time I'm in there. I live in Trader Joe's. Okay, next one. If you could live in any country, which would you choose and why?
Um, I mean, I love the US.
good.
I'm an American citizen, so
Yeah.
I do love it here. I was born in Canada, so not too far away.
Oh,
Nice,
It's
nice. Wow.
But if I were to live somewhere for like a year or two, I love Japan.
mm,
Obviously a lot of inspiration for Prime Roots has deep Japanese origins. Koji is actually the national fungi of Japan. And I just love Japanese food and Japanese culture. So I do really enjoy Japan.
Uh-oh. All right. So a launch in Japan, Prime Roots, Japan collab. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so next question. Is there a book that you're returning to at this point in your life, or is there a book that you're currently reading?
Um, I have a lot of books in my Audible right now.
don't we all?
Not. I'm trying to think if there's anything I read recently that was memorable. I reread Ikigai, it's a
Yes,
Japanese word about like finding purpose. I reread
yes.
that recently, and I think when you read something twice, or
Mhm.
three times, you just like have you see it's like when you watch a movie, I guess twice, you like see it in different ways. So I thought it was really interesting to reread that one.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, that's so true. When you do something twice, you digest it differently. For sure. Next question. What ingredients make the perfect sandwich using Prime Roots products?
Ooh, like other
Uh,
ingredients.
yeah, so like, build like your optimal sandwich, like the perfect
I
sandwich.
love hot sandwiches, so it has to be
Mm,
Dutch Crunch is my favorite bread, which is a very like San
Mm,
Francisco inspired bread. It has like crackled sugar on top of it.
Oh,
It's just really delicious. So I'd use Dutch Crunch. I do like a saucy bread, maybe like a Thousand Island or like a ranch type dressing, turkey, bacon. Yeah, like a hot toasty like turkey bacon ranch situation.
Oh my gosh. It's lunchtime over here, and that just made me so
it's,
hungry.
it's breakfast time over here, and I'm hungry. So thank you, Kimberly.
For sure. Last question. Oh my goodness. I'm excited for this one. Which restaurant or cafe would you love to see offering Prime Roots?
Ooh. Ooh.
Because we're going to call them out.
I think, some of the interesting, some of the partners I've like loved working with because I thought they were just so unlikely. Like we work with the Zabar's team in New York City. They're an old school deli, and fun fact is I actually went to Zabar's when I was prototyping the products, and I just say, hey, like, can you just give me feedback? Because you all are, really like masters of meat. Like, how? Just give me feedback, and we work with them today, serving up prime roots, which is like so rewarding to have that full circle. But there's a lot of what I would call old school delis that I think would be so exciting to see the products. I saw like Katz's Deli in New York did a collaboration recently with Dan Barber, and they had a vegetarian sandwich, and it's like the world is changing, and it's a transition, and I think it's important to have options. And so any old school deli out there. We work with a lot. We've seen, just really successful partnerships where, bringing in new generations, we're bringing you're getting your old timers to come more often because there's a healthier, cleaner option for everyone. So yeah, we love all of our delis alike, but I think in terms of making the impact that we want to make, it's really those tastemakers and those old school delis that we have set the pace for so long.
Yeah, for
Mm,
sure.
love that so
Well,
much. Thank you so much for answering those questions and just for taking this time. This has been great. And yeah, yeah, Chef Nina, take it away.
you have to promise you'll come back, Kimberly, because we've got many episodes to come and we want to, cheer you on and move with you and share and spread the word. Tell us where's the best place. Obviously, we're on Instagram, but where are other places we should connect with you? You said that people can, you're very engaging when people reach out to you directly on your website. So just let us know. And is there anything coming up soon that you can call out because maybe there's somebody listening or we'll put up the replay that will want to, meet you in person and check out the Cybertruck?
So you can find us at primeroots.com. A lot of resources are on there, and then you can find where you can find us, and then request us as well. We're on Instagram, and yeah, those are the best places. And if you have any specific questions, you can always email us on our website as well as a contact page. You can get in touch with us. Yeah, we're so thankful for the community. And hope everyone gets to try the Prime Roots products soon. It's kind of getting to the end of the year, so we don't have any events planned, but we will be out and about in the communities that we're serving at next year.
I think
Beautiful.
this is such a delicious, I'm going to say, conversation. I thank you again for joining Chef Sesabek and myself because we're really trying to bridge the gap with Plantish. Let's talk about it and bring people like you. I know you have a co-founder, but you're here with us. You've taken the time out of your busy schedule, which I know how busy it is. And I just want to say thank you because we have people that, there's like this gap, like there's a product we buy, but you never actually meet often the person who created it and kind of be able to get into their mind a little bit why. And I think that connection, that connector is going to build community. And that's what we're looking to do. So Kimberly Lee, thank you again for being here with us and taking time to talk about your company, Prime Roots. Koji Deli Meats family, you could be anywhere and you came to be with us. Thank you. For those that are going to watch the replay, thank you. We put it up, we repost it. Please spread this far and wide. If you want Prime Roots where you're at, shout it out to the top, from the top of the mountain. out to Kimberlie on the website and her team. They're very engaging. They get back to you really fast. And we just want to thank you all for being here. It's Tuesday, you know, Taco Tuesday. So let's work on making a deli taco. We can do it. I've already seen it. A BLT taco. I'm going for it. Kimberlie, thank you. Fam, thank you. Chef Sesavec, thank you. We are signing off and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you,
Have a
everyone.
good
Bye, Kimberlie. Bye, Chef. Bye, fam.
Bye.